What's going on, you guys? You're looking at the 2023 Ford Bronco Raptor, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this car. Before we get into it, big thank you to Chanel from Mark, Thick, and Ford for giving us this Bronco to review. This is for sale if you want to buy it. Check it out. So because this is a Raptor, you get a lot of different stuff with this Bronco. Let's go ahead and start off with the front end. Right on this hood here, you get a very nice hood edition with a bunch of heat extractors because there is a nice engine under this hood. This one has the Raptor graphic option. So you get these nice decals right on your hood. You're going to see a lot more of that in a second. Also, I absolutely love the stance that this thing has. It has a very, very wide front end. And again, it's unique because it's a Raptor. First of all, right on the grille, you have a blacked out Ford spelled out instead of having Bronco in the front. I think that the grille design on this Bronco looks really, really good. You have some nice headlights and you have a lot of different materials up here. This thing is built to go off-roading. In fact, this has 13.1 inches of clearance and can go in over 3 feet of water. In the front here, you have some tow hooks and a lot of steel. If you do happen to go over some rough terrain, trust me, you won't have to worry about messing this car up because it's built for that. So Ford did not skimp out on this Bronco at all. Even under the hood, you get this nice soft material when it could have just been plastic or something not special. So under this hood is a twin turbo 3-liter V6 engine that makes 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. That is a big step up from the regular Bronco. Now the Bronco Raptor does weigh 5,500 pounds, but it will still do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds and the quarter mile in just 13 seconds flat. Now let's take a look at the side of the Bronco Raptor. So the first thing you'll notice is that you have extra large fenders on the side. You can tell this apart from just a regular Bronco because they're much bigger and they flare out a lot more. Now your wheels up here are going to be 17 inches and these tires are 37 inches in diameter. Again, this is meant to go off-roading. Now moving along to the back of the Bronco Raptor. First of all, again, this has the Raptor graphics. So you have this nice decal and Raptor right on the side. These huge fenders continue. Same thing with your wheels and tires in the back. And this thing has a nice solid running board, which by the way is removable. Now once again, even the back of the Bronco Raptor looks really good. I've always loved the design of G-Wagons and Jeeps with these tires in the back, so I'm very glad they put this in the back here. And you're gonna have a dual tip exhaust system that's off to the side on the left-hand side of this car. Now back here on the right-hand side, you're gonna have the Bronco logo, and also on the left-hand side, you're gonna have a Raptor badge. And yes, of course, this thing opens up and gives you access to your trunk. Now take a listen to how this twin-turbo V6 sounds. All right, let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive and also check out this interior. This has a very cool interior. First of all, you get Raptor right below your headrest. This one has leather and suede on the seats. That is an option inside of this Raptor Bronco. And Ford Performance right on the door sill. Very nice door panel as well. Kind of plain, but it does look cool. And if we hop in this thing, first of all, this steering wheel is amazing. You get a center marker, you get red colored stitching or orange that goes all the way around. This thing feels fantastic to hold. More carbon fiber all around the steering wheel with a Raptor right here. You get the Bronco logo, a digital gauge cluster, a massive infotainment system. You have selectable drive modes right here, selectable drive modes right here, and tons of selectable drive modes on your steering wheel. You have your steering feel, your Raptor mode, your suspension, and your exhaust. This whole thing is so solid, and this top actually is removable. There's a whole bunch of latches everywhere in the front, the middle, and the back in order to remove this top. But this will be a load of fun going out in the desert or in some mud, taking this top down and just letting this thing rip. That is what it is built to do. You know, more carbon fiber on the gear shifter here. You get stitching, leather, some storage space over here. One of the most interesting things I've seen is where the window switches are. Same thing in the back seats. Your window switches are actually in your center console, which is very interesting to me. But hey, I do like unique touches like that. And other than that, I mean, yeah, let's go in and go for a drive and see how this thing feels. Again, 400 horsepower in this. First things first, I just got out of the Ram TRX, so this does not feel nearly as big as that does. But this still is a really big vehicle. It feels very nice to drive this thing. It's extremely comfortable. Let's go in and mess with some of the adjustable settings here. So let's start off with everything in comfort and see how that feels. So for suspension, you get normal, sport, and off-road. And that does seem to be the case with every adjustable setting in this car. You do get off-road mode because, of course, that's probably what owners hopefully should do. Nice paddle shifters back here. They click very, very nicely. This thing only has 35 miles on it, so everything in here just feels, well, brand new, because it is. I love all the handles you can grab onto as well. You could daily this absolutely no problem, or just take it off-roading whenever you'd like to. Even in comfort mode, or the quiet mode for the exhaust, that still sounded really, really good. Let's throw it in Baja mode, which is going to be the loudest exhaust setup. Off-road use only. I mean, it's just an exhaust mode. Can't be that big of a deal. Also, guys, even the buttons on the steering wheel feel so nice to push in. So Ford has really stepped their game up with interior quality on this, on cars in general. I have a 2016 Mustang EcoBoost, and this does not feel like a Ford vehicle at all. It feels, I mean, really, really nice. I'm also a very big fan of having all your adjustable settings on the steering wheel instead of inside of the infotainment system, because it is kind of annoying going in there, finding where it is, accessing it, then changing it, when you just click a button and then there you go, you're ready to take off and do what you want. So this thing sounds really good. I mean, you hear the twin turbo V6 in it for sure. Can't mistake this for a V8, but V6s do sound good in my opinion, and I mean, I'll take this. This is, especially for a car that's not really considered a sports car, this is more of an off-roader. I am more than happy with how this thing sounds and performs. Again, I'm not going to floor it and redline it because this is brand new, but you feel the power, you feel the speed that this thing is capable of. Even though it weighs 5,500 pounds, it can still absolutely move this. Again, 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds is no joke. A lot of people they got their minds all poisoned with, you know, absurd internet numbers nowadays, but 4.5 seconds for even a sports car is a really good acceleration time. And now that we're in this parking lot here, I mean, this is just one of the most comfortable vehicles I have driven in a long time. The steering wheel is so smooth. In sport mode, you know, I guess I wish it did have a little bit more weight to it, but it is just such a cruiser. It has an amazing suspension setup too, so going over bumps is like absolutely nothing for this Bronco. And also, you get heated seats for the front seat passengers, as well as a heated steering wheel, which is very nice. And again, it's not in the infotainment system, which is good. I'd rather have all of these settings and options at just a press of a button rather than finding it all in the infotainment system. This is very nice. Also, visibility in here is fantastic. It's not too high like in the TRX. I could barely see a car to the right of me. This one is just really a nice daily size. This would be the perfect ride height, and ride quality will exceed your expectations, by the way. If we were to send this thing off-roading, I mean, I'm sure even that would be a comfortable drive, which is absolutely awesome to know. So if it's built for off-roading, it's gonna feel, I mean, going over any road bumps, I can just feel a tiny little vibration, whereas as in any other car, it'd be like a boom. Here we go. Yep, nothing, just a little doo-doo-doo. This is really nice. And one thing you could argue is that this should have a V8 in it, but a twin turbo V6 actually fits this car very nicely. I have zero complaints with how it sounds, how it feels, how it accelerates. This is really not a bad setup at all. Now you can really see how high this thing rides. I mean, the top of that sedan comes up to just the bottom of the window here, the top of the door panel, same thing. And all these little grab handles that you get to hold on to, your auxiliary switches right up here. And the shifts, you can barely feel the car shift. Oh my gosh, the acceleration is so smooth. So you can drive this thing like a madman if you want to, but if you're really just trying to get home or get to where you want to go in peace and comfort, that's an option in this thing too. You can heat your butt, you can heat your hands, you can just relax, barely feel any bumps, get a nice smooth acceleration, or floor it and listen to one of the best exhaust notes from a V6 exhaust setup that I've heard in a while. And this thing also has a very nice backup camera. You get the top-down view and you get your rear view, as well as a live sort of guidance lines to help you park this thing better. And if you guys watch the channel, you know that we're parking right next to one of the future reviews we're going to be doing, the Porsche Boxster. And oh my gosh, these are two very, very different vehicles. Look at that. That thing is so tiny. And I just want to say that my one major complaint is simply the price point. That's probably going to be the case with almost all new vehicles anyway, because we are in an absolutely insane car market. But I think for $65,000, I would really want to snatch this thing up. It's just $95,000 is a bit of a stretch, but maybe in today's car market, that's acceptable. Let me know what you guys think about that price point for this car.